please.
Well, I'm really proud of the players tonight. I think it was a really tight game in the end in the scoreline, but we had, I think, 7 good chances to score in the first 12 minutes. And it's important when you get those chances that, you know, if you take 1 or 2 of them, it gives you that little barrier and a little bit of respite, because you know at some stage in this league teams are going to come into the game and are going to create chances, and that's exactly what Washington did. So they consolidated a little bit and then got that opening goal, which made life obviously a lot more difficult then. But I think the players deserve a lot of praise for coming back, keep plugging away, keep playing the way that we wanted to play, and I think we did enough to win the game and deserve to win the game. Well, I mean, I don't mind when we score. What's important is that you keep plugging away, creating chances, and the players keep working hard to get those chances. You know, I think if you look at the totality of the game, you know, we had some really quite significant chances in the first half and the second half. So when, you know, obviously it's much less stressful if you get a couple of goals early and you're sitting on the bench in the lead than if you're chasing the game at 1 each. But you know, that's why Marta's so special, and it's credit to the team that we kept plugging away and kept trying to create chances. Well, I think, you know, we had as everybody knows, we didn't have a great week last week results-wise, and I think everybody sort of refocused and knew what we had to do to be the team that we want to be. And that's playing the style of soccer that we try and play, but it's also playing with that aggression and determination, and I think that was the difference tonight, that we set about the game in a really determined fashion, whereas in some other games we've actually set about and played some good football, but we've been a little bit more fragile. Whereas tonight, I think we really put the effort in. We really put you know, showed a real willingness and willpower to win the game. So we combined that with good football, and I think that's what made the difference. Well, we had always intended to bring it into the game tonight, regardless of how the game was going or regardless of the score, because we need to get it back on the field for, you know, for both the team, but also to, you know, to keep our spirits high and to keep her confident. So we always had it penciled in at 60 minutes. She was coming on. Great for us, you know, a boost for her, and really good in the sense that now we feel confident that she's come through it well, and is ready for selection. And you know, I've kind of said all along that we've got, you know, 5 high quality midfield players for 3 positions. So we're in a very good spot where we can bring on players in midfield to impact the game. And I think with those fresh legs, with Danny and Camila coming on tonight, it gave us an extra boost at an important time in the game. I didn't. Apparently, he kicked the chair. That's what I was told. So apparently, he kicked the chair. It's probably one of his better passes, because if you ever see him try to kick the ball, he's probably more accurate at kicking the chair. So I think that's what it was. I think, you know, he had a little bit of an altercation with the 4th official, with some of the decisions that we felt weren't quite going our way, and I think he took out his frustrations a little bit. He's younger than me. And I just asked what the decision was. You know, I just had a wee chat with her. There was no, like, ill intent, you know, I just, you know, just to get some clarification at that point of what actually had happened. So I didn't know if the game was stopped because the player got injured, or the game was stopped because it was a free kick was given. No, I mean, it's one of those kind of soft goals, but it's kind of, that's the sort of thing that happens in our sport. You know, you go up and for 20 or 25 minutes or whatever, you pound away at the goal and don't score, and the opposition go down the other end, get a deflected shot for a corner kick and score. It happens. You see it happening everywhere. So and we spoke before the game, and I felt there was an energy about the team tonight. You know, sometimes you're in a dressing room and you're never quite sure where your team's at. Sometimes you're in the dressing room and you feel your team's flat, and sometimes you're in the dressing room and you feel there's an energy there. And I felt tonight there was a real energy about the players and a determination. And we went out, and I think we showed that in the game. And as I say, if you don't score chances in this league, at some stage, the opposition's going to create a chance, and they did that. Key thing for us was how we responded to it. So to come back from being behind and winning the game, you know, is a real confidence booster for us. Yeah, a complete game in the sense that we were in charge for, you know, a large part of the game. Yeah, I think it was. I think it was a game where we were much more consistent, and we were also more determined when we didn't have the ball. So I think the key tonight was when we didn't have the ball. We were much more aggressive, we were much more on the front foot, we were much more determined to close them down. Whereas, one of our Achilles heels has been that we've been kind of a little bit passive, if I'm being honest, in transition. And I felt we did that tonight, and that helps us maintain the momentum. And I think that's what helped us stay in control for most of the game tonight. Well, it gives us the confidence to go into it where it's, it keeps us up the league table. So when you look at the league table, you're looking at a favourable position. And then you look at going into the Houston game where if we can get another win there, it sort of gives us a separation from them again. So, I spoke, I think, the other day and said, it wasn't a must-win game tonight, but it was a game we must win. And I think the importance of that was quite significant, and that will give us confidence going into these other two games.